Then, I would like to share with you how we are able to respond to the emergency outside Taiwan. Through Caritas Internationalis, we respond to emergencies like conflicts in Ukraine. For 3 years already, we all know that Ukraine now has been into political war, and Caritas are there to help the people who are victims of war. The big earthquake that hit Syria and Turkey, until now, the rehabilitation is still going on because of the heaviness of the destruction. So I suppose that a few years back, DIS has also contributed to help the Syrian victims of earthquake. As I mentioned, the Rohingya refugees has been in camp for 11 years. And today, that is the largest refugee camp all over the world. From 700 people who fled from Myanmar, now the population in this camp has grown to 1 million. And until now, they are in need of all the necessary things to exist in that camp. And Caritas have been supporting the education of children and young people within the camp. So the food crisis in Africa, which has been associated with the climate change around the world. Now Africa is crying, there is no food to eat. And Caritas Internationalis has been promoting that all people will help Africa to share with them what we have so that we can help elevate their suffering in one way or another. Caritas Lebanon Youth, when the war was going on in Syria, many refugees went to Lebanon and Turkey, and Caritas Lebanon Youth has been very active in helping them, helping the people reconstruct their house, distributing food, and doing medical care. Caritas Lebanon Youth is the biggest youth organization in Caritas. And last year, the Association of Catholics Chinese School has made a fundraising to help Caritas Youth in Lebanon. So how is Caritas different from other non-government organizations? Caritas is motivated by the scripture that says, "The charity of Christ urges us." To Pope Benedict, those who serve in Caritas mission must be first and foremost true witnesses of Christ. Those who serve Jesus identified with the hungry, the thirsty, the strangers, the naked, the sick, and the prisoners. We are called to recognize the face of Jesus in the faces of our brothers and sisters, in particular the poor and the marginalized. Caritas' work has been rooted in and inspired by church tradition and history since its foundation. This year of Jubilee, Pope Francis invited us to a pilgrimage. And in this pilgrimage, he invited us to be the signs of hope. First, hope should be a desire for peace in our world. And second, enthusiasm for life. We give hope to the prisoners who might be seeking pardon and justice, and to the sick at home or in hospital, and even to the nurses and doctors who are taking care of them. We are invited to bring hope to the young people like you, and to the migrants, to the elderly who frequently feel alone and abandoned, and of course, to the poor. So how can we walk together as pilgrims of hope? to journey with our brothers and sisters who are in need of hope. As we approach the season of Lent, Caritas Taiwan is promoting its Lenten campaign with the theme, Give Hope Beyond Limit. I suppose our poster is here, our banner. The Lenten campaign is also a mechanism that can help us reach out to the poor, the migrants, and to respond to climate change in one way or another, or in our little ways. We can respond to the needs of others by knowing about their situation, and we can reflect together and pray together about the concerns of the world. We have our materials in Chinese where you can use, but maybe later I will ask people in charge to help us with the translation. So in this way, we hope that this season of Lent, when we commemorate the passion and death of Christ, our act of prayer, fasting and thanksgiving would be meaningful to each one of us. So once again, before I end, I invite you again to raise your right hand. And with this right hand, I believe to you an invitation as well as a challenge. How can you reach out to others and be messengers of hope? Thank you.